everybody. We've come to the end of our road, 54 workouts. Looks like it's time for a little bit of a holiday break. While we're on break, we didn't want to leave you empty-handed with no workouts, so we went back through our library and did the little snippets of upper body, lower body, and stretch. So you'll have about 15-minute workouts to do throughout this break. We want to thank you and look forward to seeing you in 2021. Intensity. So all you're going to need today, I have a mat, a yoga block, and then I do have a strap. If you have a long strap, you could also use a belt. If you have a large beach towel, something like that to help hold your leg up. We did this about 3 weeks ago. It's going to be just a stretch series taking us through hamstring, adduction, and abduction. So without further ado, I'm going to head down to my mat. If you need to grab these things, go ahead. Definitely not a lot of intensity today. So sure and steady. So I'm going to lay down flat on my mat. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the strap. I'm going to do my right leg first. And my strap's long enough that I can do both hands, kind of hold it, because I'm going to be bringing my leg up with it down. Now, if you have a really short mat or a short strap, or let's say you are using a belt and you can't quite do this kind of length, loop the belt around the foot, and then you can just hold on to it with one strap, because it's just trying to get your heel up and get range of motion is what we're using the strap for. So I'm going to put the strap kind of where the arch of my foot is, and then I'm going to lay back on my mat. Okay, and nice and comfortably, what we're going to do is we're going to bring, in this case, my right leg up just to where it's comfortable on my own power, and then I'm going to grab the strap and I'm going to bring me into a little bit of a deeper stretch. Not too much, nothing too crazy. We're going to hold that for about 5 seconds and release it. Then I'm going to take it under tension again, and this time I'm going to try and go just a little bit further. And again, thinking 2 to 3 slow breaths, or about 5 to 10 seconds. Then you're going to release it again. Let that leg relax. And then let's go and stretch it a third time. And you'll notice as I get deeper in this stretch, I'm fighting to try and get my leg straight. But what also I'm doing is my back is flat on the mat. I'm not trying to arch or lift my hip up to get my leg to go further. I'm keeping my hips and my back flat on the mat, just so I can feel that deep stretch in my hamstrings. You can probably feel this all the way up into your hips. And go ahead and relax it a little bit. From there, we're gonna go into abduction, which means the leg is gonna go away from me. It's gonna go towards the camera. And when I do this, I'm supporting my leg because I wanna control how far I get this stretch into the adductors, your groin area. And the other thing you're wanting to pay attention to is to make sure you're not rolling over and bringing your hips off the deck. Again, you want to keep your hips nice and flat. You can reach with both arms. And just get to where you get a good deep stretch. Hold it there for a couple of seconds and then bring it up. About halfway, relax for a second, and then go back down. You're either trying to bring the foot closer to the ground. If you can get close to the ground, the other thing you can do is you can come up a little bit and come towards your head. And that's your toe coming up towards your head. Holding that for a couple of seconds, coming up. And this is our third time. Going down. And you'll feel this in the adductors. You'll also feel it as deep in the glutes, deep in the back of the hip. Kind of similar to what you get when we do those 90-90 stretches. Go ahead and relax and bring that foot back up. From here, now we're gonna go into adduction, where I'm gonna have my foot and my leg cross my body, And again, I'm trying to keep my hips flat on the ground. And again, I'm not trying to roll into this. I just want to stay flat and just have it all coming from the leg as far as crossing the body. And I am using this strap to support and to kind of control how much stretch I'm giving myself. So you'll hold it for a couple of breaths, then you can bring it up and relax. Crossing the body, going over. If you can make it a little deeper. You can either cross further over the body, or like what we did with the other stretch, you can pull on the strap and try and bring your toes closer up towards your head. Both will make this stretch quite a bit deeper. And then cross back over. Let the glute relax, and then go into your third time. Just nice and easy. Go ahead and come back to center. We're going to go ahead and lower that leg back down to the ground. If you want to come up to a seated position, we'll go ahead and switch legs. Like I said, a nice low-key Wednesday. Now, if you've been sitting at your desk for a few hours by now with school, sometimes this is the trick to get rid of all that desk. So now I'm going to lay back down, pulling on the strap, and under my own power, I'm going to bring this leg up. And again, we're going to start with a good deep hamstring stretch. So controlling my strap, I bring it to where I'm comfortable. I do feel the stretch on my hamstrings. After a couple of breaths, you relax a little bit. Go back into this stretch, make it a little deeper. Go ahead and relax a little bit. Here's our third time, pulling on that strap, make it a little deeper this time. You will find that one leg's probably more flexible than the other. Lets you know you got to catch up on that other side. Go ahead and relax a little bit. Now we're going to go back into abduction, and that's where the leg's going to go away this time. So that's going to hit your adductors, your groin area, and deep, deep hip muscles under your glutes. Hold it for a couple of breaths, bring it up a little bit, relaxing, going back down, trying to go back down a little bit further. If you need to, pull on that strap and raise that leg up towards your head, with the hips still staying in contact with the floor. You can get all kinds of range of motion if I start picking my hips and my shoulders up, but I want to stay flat and pointing to the ceiling. Go ahead and relax. And lowering down, third time, nice and deep. And just relax that leg, your upper body can hold it. Go ahead and relax and bring that leg up. And then from here, we're gonna go into adduction, where the leg is gonna cross the body. You should feel the stretch back in your glutes, even a little bit into the lower back. Just to where it's comfortable, relax and cross the body. Going back over, this is number 2. If you can, make it a little deeper. Just nice and easy, trying to take the tension away from the day. Saying hello to the halfway point of the week. Going back to center real quick. Got one more to go. Go ahead and cross the body. Just nice and easy. You're not putting so much tension on your leg that you start holding your breath. You still want to breathe through these. Go ahead and come back to center. Come on down and relax, and come on up. Nice job, good work. And that's your little strap series for stretching. From there, I'm gonna use a yoga block. We're gonna go into a butterfly stretch. If you have the flexibility for it, you won't need anything to sit up on. but you can either, with me using a yoga block, you can use a foam roller, you can roll up a blanket, you can stack some textbooks. It all depends on how much mobility you have in your hips. I'm still working on my hip mobility, so I'm coming up about, say about 3 to 4 inches. So what I'm gonna do for a butterfly is if I put my knees in front of me, and then I want my soles of my feet to meet each other. And that gets you into a butterfly position. From there, it depends on how close your heels are gonna come up into your adductors, all right? And you only wanna walk up to where you can handle it and still sit upright, okay? A lot of times if I wanna sit upright, I'll grab my shins, engage my back, squeeze my shoulder blades, sit nice and tight. While I'm grabbing my shins, I'll use my elbows and push down onto the edge of my thighs, trying to drive my knees into the ground, okay? I'm gonna open up your groin. It also gets a lot of back activation, especially if you're trying to sit up. Normally what happens is we get into this position and we all like to slump and slouch into it and try and push from here, but you wanna still activate your core while you're doing this. So grab your shins, push down, and drive your chest up. You should feel your lats engage, and some of your mid-back muscles will engage to help support, and that's what you're looking for to keep a good, nice, straight, neutral spine. And go ahead and relax, and you can kind of shake and wing it out a little bit. Let's go ahead and push down. And again, trying to drive that chest up and keeping that back flat. We do try to engage our core while we do some of these stretches. Go ahead and relax, shake it out a little bit. And last time. And go ahead and relax. Come on back to your mat. You can come off your yoga block, or if anything you were sitting on. From there, we're gonna go into quad stretch, but it's gonna be a kneeling quad stretch. And how this works is one leg's gonna go up, one leg can come forward. Normally what I'll do is I'll use a chair to rest my quad on. Once I get balanced there, then I'll come up to a seated position. This is the position you're looking for. If having your knee on a mat is too intense, you can stand up and you can slide a yoga block or roll up a blanket or a towel, something to add some padding in between there if this feels too intense. I know a lot of times for me it's a wood floor, but from there, if I want to make it more intense, I'll go and grab my toes from here and I'll draw my heel to my butt. Okay? Whoop. And that's what the chair's for me anyways, if I lose my balance. And then I'll go ahead and relax. Go ahead and come down. We're gonna give that knee and that leg a break. Go into the opposite leg. And I'm using a chair. You can use the side of your couch if you have a good stable couch. And you will notice one leg's gonna wanna do it a little easier than the other. And from here, for me, like on my left side, I'm really tight in my hip flexors, so I might not even grab back. As I sit into the stretch and it gets a little bit deeper for me, then I can reach back, either from there or from the ankle and pull it closer in, right? We work within where our body is comfortable, because this is a little more intense of a way to stretch that quad versus doing fanny kickers or even a quad pull with a tabletop. Okay, go ahead and relax. We're gonna come to the side, opposite side one more time. Now, if I wasn't using a chair with this, now it's just flat on the ground, I would come into a lunged position, reach back, and pull my leg up. And that's how I would do it without a chair. I like having the chair there. It helps me to keep my balance sometimes, especially if you've done a lot of leg work, either the day of or the day before. You can lose some of your stability just having some fatigue. Relax. Let's go to the other side. Use the chair for this one, just so you can see. You can do this, you know, AstroTurf. If you got a thick AstroTurf, it's pretty comfortable with the padding there, and you can reach back. Whoop. Coming up. Whoop. Hang on one sec. Hamstrings. Engaging a little too much. This feels good for me today because I did my legs pretty good yesterday. So it looks like I'm having my hamstrings cramping. And go ahead and relax. That's our kneeling quad stretch. From there, we're gonna go into a figure 4 for glutes. If I sit with both legs in front, what you're gonna do is you're gonna decide either right or left is gonna go over, making a figure 4, okay? And from here, what I'm trying to do is, since it's my left leg, I'm trying to get my right arm around to hug this leg and draw it closer to my chest, okay? Now, if this is really easy for you, what you can do is you can tuck this opposite leg under to make it more intense. I'm not gonna do that because it's too intense for me. I'm just gonna have a leg straight and go with my figure 4. But if you do need to add some intensity, that front leg, you can tuck it under, and it'll give you just a deeper glute stretch, okay? After a few breaths, we'll go ahead and relax. I'm gonna switch legs. So one comes over. I'm thinking this foot, I wanna try and get it up to my knee before I go and hug. And again, opposite arm, try to wrap around as much as you can, pulling this knee up to my chest. And after a few breaths, I'm gonna go ahead and switch sides again, opposite side. And what you might find is after going through 1 or 2 sets of this, you will need to tuck your leg. That's what we're all trying to build up to. And after a few breaths, I'm gonna go ahead and relax, come back over. And if I can't get this opposite arm, I'll pull with this, the arm on the same side, and then reinforce it with the opposite arm. Still just trying to draw that knee to my chest. And the last stretch we have for today is going to be a kneeling T-spine. And this is where, since we've already done scorpion and it's really intense through the lumbar spine, we only need a little bit of T-spine. So instead of thread the needle, we're going to have an elbow up toward the arm. I'm going to be in this like mild child's pose here where I almost have my heels on my butt, kind of in between quadruped and relaxing. I'm going to be just about halfway in between. From there, I'm going to take my hand, put it up behind my head. You can even have it up by the ear if you're one of the people that like to pull. But you're just going to come down. I'm going to try and touch my elbow to my wrist, then open up and try and raise my elbow to point at the ceiling, and then come back, okay? That's my second rep. I'm thinking I want to get about 5 reps per side and 2 to 3 sets. Today I'm only going to do 2 sets. Then I'm going to come down. After you get about 5 or so reps in, I'll come down, I'll plant with the other arm, opposite arm up over my ear. Again, point and twist. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then since that stretch isn't too intense, I'll just go right into the next one. I don't need a lot of rest in between. Low-key Wednesday. Nice and easy. So from here, second set. Trying to shake off all our desk work. Second to last one. Coming down, switching sides. Again, I'm thinking 5 reps. 1, 2. Here's my third one. After your 5th, come on down, come to center. Good job, nice work. Hey, great job on that workout. I knew you could do it. You guys all have a great break. If you liked what the workout had, check out our YouTube channel and the library we have there. Until then, we'll see you in 2021. Take care and have a good one. Bye-bye.